This year's Pittsburgh Penguins are absolutely broken. They suck at every turn, they keep giving up leads, and nothing is going right for them. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not going to come on here and pretend like this team was supposed to be a contender before the season even started, but I didn't think that they would be this bad. This team has been super aggravating to watch. Now like I said, I don't think this team was supposed to be a contender coming into the season, and if you listen to what Kyle Dubas said in the preseason, nothing that he said would have made you think that either. The issue that I have with it, though, is that they don't even seem like they care half the time, and when they do care, just nothing goes right for them. Early in the season, you had all of the goaltending problems, but those have been straightened out now. The issue now is that the team cannot play defense whatsoever to save their lives. The team just gives off odd man break, back to back to back, and whatever they do, they leave their goaltenders out to dry, and nothing is going right. And from putting together a pretty solid season last year to being absolutely abysmal this year. Don't get me wrong, I know he's had good games, but the games that he's bad, he's pretty much through the game himself. I think that random injury he had in training camp, where he was all of a sudden ready for opening night, is still affecting him, but yet he won't go out of the lineup and he's trying to play through it and it's just not working. To blame all of the Penguins' problems on him, though, it would be completely inadequate and unfair to him. Let's go back to the start of the season, though. The Pittsburgh Penguins were getting horrible goaltending from Tristan Jarry. The Penguins are paying him over $5 million, and he couldn't even put together over a .900 save percentage. At the time that I'm making this, he's down in Wilkes-Barre, and he is doing good, but he hasn't come back up yet, so we don't know how he's going to be at the NHL level again. I hope he comes back and be's good, because they need to move his contract, because there's no way you can keep this guy after what he's gone through already. But on top of that, though, the Penguins' goaltenders in general are struggling to start this season, and that's because the team keeps having defensive breakdowns time after time again. I love the Penguins, but this has been super frustrating to watch. Their system is not working this year, and defensemen keep pinching for no reason, and it keeps leading to odd man breaks. It genuinely looks like they're playing NHL 25, and they're just trying to go all offense, but yet they're not caring about the defensive side of the puck whatsoever. The team only looks like they have a chance against non-playoff teams. Whenever they play a playoff team, they get absolutely spanked, and we just saw it last night whenever the Pittsburgh Penguins played the Carolina Hurricanes and got slapped 5-1, even though they led in shots 37-19. Go back and watch most of the goals from that game. Most of them are odd man breaks. Who would have guessed? The same problems from the start of the season are still continuing now, even though we're almost a quarter of the way into the season, and something has to give. The Penguins are also a one-line team right now. They have Crosby, Malkin, and Rickard Rakell all on the same line, and the other 9 forwards that they have on the ice really aren't doing much. Sure, they're playing decent defense and keeping the puck out of their own net, but yet it's like last year. Something has to give, and they need to score. When the bottom 9 isn't scoring, nothing's going to go well. I do think that we're going to see Malkin move back to the second line shortly to try and balance that out, but something needs to give here, because at the current rate that they're going, it's going to be a lottery team, but maybe that's ultimately the goal. Don't get me wrong, I know the Penguins are entering into a rebuild, and I know that this is what they're trying to go for eventually, but I really didn't think that they would be doing this while Crosby, Malkin, and Letang were still here. Well, at least I didn't think it would start this year. I thought it would at least be a little bit closer to what they were the previous 2 years where they just missed out on the playoffs. Maybe it's really naive of me to think that way. I just thought this team wasn't quite as bad, but I do like the work that Kyle Dubas is doing, stockpiling draft picks, and help getting this team ready to be better in the future, because clearly where they're at now, they're not going anywhere anytime fast. The issue I have with it is that the team that they're putting on the ice right now is super frustrating to watch, and it doesn't even look like they care half the time, and that's something that's really bad. Don't get me wrong, I love Mike Sullivan. I've met him before, he's a great guy, but sometimes, and most of the times in a locker room, the coach just loses the guys, and yet the system starts failing. Whenever that happens, you normally have no choice but to clear the coach, bring someone else in, and hope it gets better. And obviously, I don't know, but to be completely honest, I think Kyle Dubas would have done that by now if he had the choice. But with FSG taking over the team and absolutely loving Sullivan, I don't think he's going anywhere, and we'll probably see him ride out through the end of the season unless they start doing absolutely terrible for the entire season and then attendance drops dramatically in Pittsburgh. And at the end of the day, that's what I hate to see most. I hate to see this team not be able to fill up a building, because I remember the glory days of when I was growing up and that building was packed every single game, and the atmosphere was absolutely electric, and that's what made me grow to love the game of hockey. I still go to games constantly, and I miss that atmosphere so bad. Last year in April, whenever the Penguins were chasing the playoff hope, it was such an amazing time because that energy was back in the building, and I want to see that back as soon as possible. I know the Penguins are nowhere near contending for an actual decent playoff spot, and they'd probably get spanked if they would get in. No, that's not what I want. I just want them to be able to act like they care every night and stop these stupid defensive liabilities. I'm not asking for them to be world beaters, not by any mile. They just need to shore up what they have and actually start playing to their strengths. No matter what they may believe or what they may tell the media, this team does not have the speed anymore to play like they did in 2016 and 2017. And that's perfectly fine. As the team gets older, that speed's gonna drop and you're gonna lose that little bit of a competitive edge that you had. But now you gotta play to your strength and what you do have. And year after year, we see it not happen, and something needs to give here. I don't know how much longer FSG can stand there and watch this, especially as attendance numbers continue to drop and drop as we get more and more games into the season. But I want to know your thoughts on everything that I just talked about and your thoughts on the Penguins in general. If you want to see me do more rants, let me know in the comments. I can do more of these. I just wanted to come on here and vent my frustration because this team is very frustrating to watch. It's the team I've loved since I was. If you want to see more from me, go check out some of my other videos and go check out my shorts where I do hockey news every summers ago. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.